What's going on, everyone? It's DC3 Johnson here, coming with another Madden 20 NFL video for the Arizona Cardinals franchise. So where we last left off, guys, we did unfortunately not qualify for the postseason because we are rebuilding around Kyler Murray and our young roster. But we are going to go ahead and sim the playoffs here. So as you can see, look, our top four is going to be the Saints and the Panthers and Patriots and Chiefs. And look at how close these games. Well, at least at the Patriots and Chiefs game. In real life, I would have wanted to see that for last year's playoff run. And it looks like it's going to be Drew Brees and the Patriots. Sorry, Tom Brady and the Patriots, which is going to be well, depending. Hopefully, if Week 1 starts as scheduled, it would be the Week 1 matchup between now the Tampa Bay and New Orleans. So it would be also a matchup I would also be looking forward to seeing. So going through the awards here for the year real quick, and we do get Kyler Murray Offensive Rookie of the Year. So nice little merit there as we simulate the weeks here. And looks like the New Orleans Saints will basically crack a 3-point win. So that probably was an interesting game. 34-31 the final score. And without further ado, we head to free agency, basically. So, as you guys can see, there were some stats drop. I think the best example is Matt Bryan. Look at that, he went down to a 76, even though he was like an 83 this past season. So this is exactly what I mean, like, where you want to be a little cautious when you're re-signing players, like, heading into their 30s, that sometimes the overalls drop and you end up overpaying. Sometimes their amounts end up dropping, and sometimes they stay put, but at least you realistically know what you're getting, rather than signing them mid-season and then all of a sudden you're surprised because you're like, oh wait, I already re-signed someone, but it turns out that they dropped like six or 7 points. Sometimes it's really dramatic, sometimes it's really soft, like maybe a 1 or 2 point drop. See, like Marcus Gilbert, I think he only dropped like 2 points because I think he was like an 83 in the overall season. Right now, thus far, we're doing the re-signing for a couple of these players, but unfortunately, it looks like since we were just not that great, they don't want to re-sign. So at this point, we're just going to go straight to free agency and just sign them there. And if not, we'll just part ways. So right now, the top two guys are halfbacks, but I kind of like what we have with David Johnson, and we did get the other, the guy from the Chargers. And so we do go with a center back, which looks like it should be easy. And now linebacker probably would be ideal. So I think we're going to go make a move. But for right now, let's see if we can get back our boy Eric Berry. Sorry. And yeah, so far no offer. So I think we should end up getting him. And let's see what we can do for Miles Jack here. Looks like the best linebacker at the moment. And we're in top 3, but not ideal. So we're going to have to up this offer here. I'm trying to go for 5 years. Well, actually, sorry. I'm upping the money. I'm trying to see if I could get him, get a edge here. Looks like we do edge out the Texans. Let's see. We'll come back to this. So let's see. Our other boy, Marcus Gilbert. So far, no offers, and looks like he was very interested in this one. So we should be good now that we kind of have an idea. Let's go back 7.2. Wow, we're gonna have to go up to 7.5 probably. Yeah, let's see. Let's try that. Okay, go up to a 99, so we do get that 1 point edge over the Redskins, which should hopefully get us over. And then we do go for a linebacker here, a left linebacker, and let's see. We only have about 4 million left, so I don't think we have a lot of. We don't have enough to get any of these defensive tackles, even though they'd be ideal for us here. But let's see. Let's go through day 1. And unfortunately, Jack looks like I guess he ended up going with the Redskins. Not exactly sure. Or he probably got outbid by a fourth team or something like that. So everybody else pretty much accepts. So we don't have a lot left in salary cap, but at least now we know exactly kind of like what we're looking for. So Jack was a MLB, so let's see if we can find something in that area. Looks like it's not looking too good, so let's see. I'm probably going to end up filling the spot with the right end because our guy's 26 and 70, so not a lot of room to grow, but I just want to double check. We did just sign our left end to a 3-4 year contract. So I think that kind of settles it. I mean, look at our grade, it's a D. So yeah, let's go ahead and let's go ahead and pull the trigger on this. And so far it looks like he only wants a 1 year, which is fine by me for right now. At the end of the day, we also have Zach Allen, who's 23 and a 69 overall, so we can have him be the backup to our guy here. But let's see if we can make a better offer here. Quinn. Looks like, I mean, I guess we'll come back to it. Let's see. I mean, we do need a kicker here. So let's go ahead and re-sign our kicker. And since we do end up getting a right end, we're going to go ahead and trade our guy for a draft pick, see if we can get someone there. And we use the money to basically sign a right left back. And then we did have a third halfback from the practice squad. But just so that way we stick to 2, we go ahead and trade them for picks as well. So definitely some recommendations here, guys, for that. You know, if you have like extra people, maybe like a third person, like a third halfback. I know some offensives like to run, so 3 halfbacks might work out. But for us, I think for right now, let's just stick to 2. And then if we want to really add that extra after, we could go ahead and do that. I think right now defense is really important, just so that way, since we still have a young quarterback, ideally we need to rely on a really strong defense, so that way Kyler Murray doesn't have that much pressure, basically, of having to score every single time. And so here we're just kind of getting ready. I think ideally we only need like 2 tight ends, so we're gonna go ahead and move some of these to the trade block, see if we can get some trade offers here. And it looks like we definitely want to get a center. Just taking a quick peek here, we did get Gilbert back, so nice little right tackle. But definitely, so 7 slots we still need to fill here heading into the draft, but we do have pick number 3. So my guy right now is Chase Young, so I'm really hoping for it, because I don't want Joe Burrow. Obviously I didn't even scout him because we have Kyler Murray, and they fucking draft Chase Young, first overall pick.
The Cardinals are now on the clock.
Alright, and then obviously the Dolphins, they need a quarterback, so they're gonna go with Joe Burrow. So let's see, let's pull the trigger on this. Let's see if we can get some trades offers here. So Buffalo for the first and the seconds, because remember, we don't have our 2nd round pick because we gave it to the Chicago Bears in exchange for James Daniels. And we did move some picks around to kind of get some stars that didn't really work out for our first year, but that's fine. So I think overall Tennessee, I get to keep the 11th pick, and I get a 3rd and a 4th. Because look, the Saints is the 32nd, and then next year they'll be just as good, so it won't be worth much. I don't want to give it to Seattle, because those are my division rivals. And then Buffalo's offering a 2nd, but I kind of don't want to do that one either. Tampa Bay could go either way, but since we do get a guaranteed top 10, well, like obviously the 11th pick just outside the top 10, I'd rather pull the trigger. It's only going to be 8 more picks, and at the end of the day, the guy I really wanted was Chase Young, and he's not there. So let's see if this gamble's going to pay off. And looks like we still have some good wide receivers, which at the end of the day we need, and he has a really high combine grade, so we're going to go with CD Lamb. No doubt about it here. Look at that, 77 already. I believe our 2nd best wide receiver. I think only Christian Kirk is higher than him. He has a hidden potential, so we could potentially have a really good, strong superstar here. So I think overall, very damn well worth the gamble. And we get a 3rd round pick and then a 4th round next year, which we'll probably try to see if we can upgrade during the next season, basically. And this allows us to see, because we didn't have a pick until the 4th round. But luckily we added this 3rd round pick here. So let's see, trying to weigh our options here, see what we can do. Let's check our draft board really quick. We have a punter and a center, but I want to see if maybe there's something we can. I don't want to get another wide receiver, but I will if I have to, because I rather kind of diversify our picks here. And it looks like I kind of do want to do a defensive tackle, but I also want to look. Yeah, because right tackle looks like they only got a 4th round available, which I definitely don't want to do. Sorry, running out of time. 20 seconds here. Yeah, looks like I think we're going to go with that. Ooh, 14 seconds. Oh, wait. I think, you know what? I think now that I think about it, I think I might go center. Just because of the fact that we don't have an ideal center. I mean, he's already 3 points ahead of our guy, who was our starting center this whole year. And so as we go to the 4th round, I definitely do draft KJ Hill. There's a little bias because I did run with him the previous rotation simulation, the little test run I did before, and definitely loved. He does in that version he did run to become an X Factor. So we did have a little inside trading thing there, but definitely couldn't leave him on the board. I felt the need to really draft him here, which is fine because either way we put the other 2 wide receivers on the trade block anyway, so that way we'll still have 5. Ideally, I think my recommendation is if you like to have a lot of wide receivers. I personally used to like to have 7, but sometimes it would get in the way of having a strong defense. So I would say I can live with 7, but ideally 5 probably, as we do get a defensive tackle here on the other 4th round pick that we had basically, and that should take us. Okay, we have another mid 4th round, and then one more at the end basically. So which is perfect because right now I know I think the next year or the year after you'll start seeing that I'll get more aggressive with trading, but because right now we're rebuilding, we're probably going to want to take all the picks that we can get. And I think right now what I do want to do is I want to go ahead and take my punter, which I do end up drafting him because he was 1st overall. He has a really hidden potential, 74 overall, and our punter just isn't cutting it, so I'd rather just go ahead and draft someone that we'll probably end up keeping for the rest of his career. Punters aren't really that expensive, so I might as well draft someone really good and keep them pretty much so I don't have to worry about it for another 10-15 years. And so we go with another wide receiver, which works out perfectly for us because he's a 70 overall with a hidden potential. So, and that takes us to the 5th round. Let's see, Tyler Johnson. I know he's on the board, but I'm down to 2 more picks here basically after this one, so I kind of want to make sure we're strategizing. And perfect, even though they say I reached, I only did it by 7 picks, so it wasn't really a reach, and he has a hidden potential. So again, another perfect opportunity for us to really develop someone really strong and really push here, because I do think we could probably I could see us finishing 8-8 this upcoming year, or we could potentially even sneak into wild card, depending on how well we pull together basically. Because one thing I do notice is, like, sometimes it's not even about how high your overall is, it's about team chemistry. So team chemistry does play a huge factor sometimes in win streaks and losing streaks. Because if you notice, we had really good wide receivers last year. We had Fitzgerald and Des Bryant. Well, I'm not gonna say they're elite, but like they were better. We should have been a better team than we were. We should have at least won maybe 6-7 games, and we ended up winning 4. And even though we had the high overalls, we ended up doing better once we got rid of them, basically. So definitely one thing you guys want to keep in track here, as we do get a right guard here. And we should have one more pick. That should pretty much take us to the 7th and final. Yeah. Let's see if we can get one more person here. We did pick. Let's see what we have. Nothing in the draft board. Let's see. Nothing. Undrafted. Oh, perfect. The 5th round right tackle. Sounds good. And that will pretty much do it. And guys, we'll go ahead and leave the video right here. So we'll start off the next part right in the preseason. Week 1 of preseason, and doing the cuts and everything. So I really do appreciate you guys watching, sticking to the end. If you guys like what, just hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, so that way you don't miss the next part. And guys, you guys stay safe out there and be very careful, guys.